question. The question is that grievances be noted, and I give the call to the member for Bonner who just made it.
Thank you, Deputy Speaker. Every person has the right to feel safe and secure in their own home. They have the right to feel at ease when they walk down the street with their family, to go to the park or visit a mate's place. They have the right to feel comfortable when they go to the shops, no matter what time of the day or night. And they have the right to know that when they go to sleep at night, all will be okay in the morning when they wake up. But in Queensland, those rights to safety, protection and security have fast been slipping away, including in my electorate of Bonner. Deputy Speaker, I shouldn't have to be standing here giving this speech. One of the most important roles of any government is to protect its people, no matter what side of politics you are from. This principle is at the very foundation of all nations and states around the world. Yet there are too many people in Queensland and in my electorate of Bonner who just don't feel safe. Like Lama from Rochdale. Lama's house was broken into, her bag, wallet and car all stolen. And when she went down into her garage to check on her car, she fell, breaking her ankle. Lama was 12 weeks pregnant. No one should have to go through the stress or trauma of having their house broken into, especially not when they are pregnant and focusing on their health and the health of their unborn child. And Yu Ling is from Rochdale, and she told me her young children don't feel safe and are struggling to sleep at night due to the high number of break-ins in the area. Yu Ling said one of the main conversations her children are having at school is how their classmates' homes are getting broken into. This is causing them to feel stressed and anxious, that the thought of what if our house is next is running through their minds, making her children feel vulnerable. That apprehension, Deputy Speaker, is not allowing them to focus on school, which is so important, especially in the early years of learning. Simply put, this isn't good enough. And unfortunately, the situation is not unique to Rochdale. John from Mansfield recently had his house broken into. At 1:30 p.m. in broad daylight, 3 teenage boys broke into his house, broke down their door without concern of fear or repercussions. And why should they fear? With watered-down Queensland crime laws and a lack of resources and supply and support of our incredibly hard-working police, a slap on the wrist is all that these youths will get, and they know it. And it's not just households who are being targeted. Local sporting clubs and community groups are also in the firing line of Queensland youth crime crisis. The Wynnum Wolves Football Club have been rebuilding their clubhouse and grounds after the devastating impacts of the 2022 February floods. Just last week, their newly renovated dressing rooms and amenities were vandalised and graffitied. This deliberate destruction of the club facilities caused $20,000 worth of damage. Volunteers, parents, players and club members are heartbroken and frustrated, as this is not the first time the Wynnum Wolves Football Club has been the victim of youth crime. Whilst all these stories of youth crime have been horrible, there is one last year that still sticks with me. A Hemet man, a father of 3 and a loving husband, was tragically killed after being hit by a stolen car driven by a 15-year-old teen. Deputy Speaker, when will this end? When will people stop living in fear of being broken into because of youth crime? When will sporting groups not have to worry about facilities being damaged and destroyed? And when will families never again have to say goodbye to a loved one because they've been killed as a result of youth crime? It's time for a change in Queensland, and we're coming up to 1 year until the Queensland state elections, where Queenslanders will have a choice between re-electing a state Labor government who have created this youth crime crisis, and who have admitted that they cannot fix it themselves, or they can back a David Crisafulli-led government who will be tough on crime, who will put Queenslanders first, and who are determined to make sure that every Queenslander is safe and secure in their own home. And it's safe to say, I know who I'll be backing.